Hi there, Belinda Colling and Jodie Brown here at the Edgar Centre in Dunedin, where we have just watched the final match of round 7, and it was a very convincing win. In the end, the Central Pulse over the Southern Steel, 66-50. Jodie, it was a game of two halves.
Yeah, it was. Cliche it was. But the Pulse took the game in the second quarter, won that third quarter by 6 and the last quarter by 7, and that's where the game was eventually won.
Yeah, very impressive, this Pulse outfit tonight. But I want to talk about the Steel first, because they were very much in this match in the first half. And Shannon Saunders, she has been steady for the Steel side, and she was again tonight, just going about her job, and her feed into the circle has been good as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's been impressive. It hasn't quite been, I guess, an area of strength for her, but she's worked on that throughout the season. She's finding Potgieter and Selby Rickett really well. She's that engine room through the middle, so she just keeps going, and she does great work on defence in her unit work with Kate Heffernan and also Tahunga Selby Rickett, but it's been her feeding that was fantastic tonight, and the release of her feeds for me.
Sorry, Jodie, I'm sure the Steel will be very disappointed. 16 goals the difference, and I'm sure they're going to go away and reflect a lot on that game and where they let it slip, because they were in front in that part of that second quarter. Let's look at the Pulse. Wow, they are just rolling on, and really led out front by captain Katrina Rori. She had a few early cautions and warnings in the match and had to tidy up defensively, but the amount of ball she's getting for her side.
Yeah, well, signs of a good player and signs of a good leader is her ability to adjust. They had a heavy penalty count in the beginning, but it's certainly evened out. She got ball when they needed to. She was great at using her outside arm, attacking the ball high, and she had the backup from the likes of Fitzpatrick and Berger out the front. So certainly leading the way for this Pulse side in impressive form.
Yeah, it's that whole defensive end, isn't it, for the Pulse? The unit defence that they work is equal to none in this competition, I believe, so far. Really, really impressive. And down the other end for this Pulse side, they've got shooters that are doing their business. Aaliyah Dunn, 33 from 33, 100% tonight. You could not ask more from the youngster. And she's really standing up to the physicality this year. I think that's been a good improvement in her game. What have you thought?
Yeah, well, she's certainly come this year a lot stronger physically, been able to take those hits, but like you say, impressive for such a young shooter to come in, be under scrutiny and an intense pressure from the Steel and still be able to shoot 36 from 36. It's outstanding. Had good load distribution with her and Ikanagio, so I think Ikanagio has taken a real leadership role down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Ikanagio has been good as well. The stats, how did they read through the whole match?
Yeah, well, they were pretty tight going through the whole third quarter. It was this last quarter where we started to see a little unravel. 11 more attempts to the Pulse. The big ones for me, deflections, 28 to the Pulse's 9. So it shows how much ball that defence the whole team were getting on attack. And then, as we mentioned throughout, the penalty heavily favoured in the Pulse in the first half of that game. Evened out and got to the Steel. As we talked about below, the load between Aaliyah Dunn and Ikanagio in there has been impressive for me, both putting around about 35, 36 shots in, whereas the Steel tend to lean heavily on Potgieter down there, 33 from 38.
Well, it was impressive right throughout the court from this Pulse side, top of the table, and they have yet to drop a match, and with performances like that, it's hard to see them doing so. 16 goals was the difference here in Dunedin. It was the Central Pulse 66 over the Southern Steel 50.